let's go ahead and get this started. So, welcome to another Midweek with Max. I'm Rick. Got the whole gang here. I assume JCV's floating around somewhere. Welcome, everyone. We are joined, as usual, by Joshua, our co-founder, Max Sanchez, Marco, and welcoming back John Greenwood. What's up, bud? How are you? Going to turn it directly over to Max, and we will get this show on the road.
All right, awesome. Thanks, everyone, for coming out to another Midweek. We have a lot of exciting stuff coming in the extremely near future, so we'll talk a bit more about that later. And as far as engineering stuff, we've been doing some additional node testing on the HEMI Network V2 release, so getting closer to doing a non-beta release of that. I've been doing some infrastructure improvements. We're testing a RPC load balancing system that should improve RPC performance. And so we're doing some final testing on that before we get that activated. We're also doing a lot of work on the ZK proofability side, which aligns with ZK settlement to Ethereum and also the future HBitVM. And we're also at pretty much the finish line with the HBitVM white paper, doing a bit of refactoring to make it easier to understand. So that's going to be going out soon with some additional explainer content that describes the high-level ideas in a little more plain English. So looking forward to getting that out. And yeah, without further ado, I will pass it over to Rick.
All right. It is question time, and I think you know where this is going to start. Max, when Tokenomics and TGE?
In the very near future, so Tokenomics, the drop dead date should be next Wednesday. It could be sooner, but I'm putting that date as a absolute deadline for now. And there should also be a really big, exciting announcement also before next Wednesday. So it could be sooner. We have a third party who is essentially dictating these schedules. And so that's why I'm going out a little bit and giving a date a little further in the future to make sure if anything does happen with that third-party dependency, we have a little bit of a cushion baked in. But Tokenomics and major announcement should be coming before next Wednesday.
All right. And Joshua, was that deployed? All right. You may have noticed, much like, well, maybe you haven't noticed yet, but it's been deployed. Much like when mainnet was announced with the Wendigo role, some of you may notice a new role for being in attendance for when the drop dead date for Tokenomics was. And I believe Josh named it the patient ones, which is absolutely hilarious. So enjoy. It's just a cosmetic thing, but y'all got it for being here. All right. Moving on. Will there be a new incentive program after TGE? This was asked 9 times.
Yes. Yeah. So we'll have, I'm not sure what exactly we're going to call it, and I'll definitely defer to John to hop in here as well, but there will be ongoing incentives past season 1, and we'll be making some more announcements about that very soon.
Yeah, to expand on that a little bit, as we close out season 1 and work towards, kind of what's coming, we're definitely looking on brushing up some of the mechanics behind the, rewards, incentives, points programs, and I think you'll see a lot changing there in a few different forms. Kind of hard to speak to all of it, but there will definitely be ongoing programs, let's put it that way. So stay tuned for that. There may be a small lapse in between some of the seasonal stuff. I don't expect there to be too much, but stay tuned is what we can say for now.
All right. Do we have a node license update?
We do not at the moment, but we should have information on that coming out by the end of the week.
Awesome. All right, on to rewards. When will the updated points totals be displayed?
Yeah, so Absinthe was working on that over the weekend. Actually expected it for initially this morning. waiting for them to finish indexing on that. Just Sushi is outlying, so we don't want to kind of push it until everything is updated on there. Also, there will be kind of an incremental update here because as of right now, it would be updated for up until Friday, and then after tomorrow, it will update again. So considering just doing that once and for all so that it's not confusing. Every time we do kind of like an update, there's quite a few tickets for, hey, I'm missing 217 points from the past 24 hours with the understanding that, it's like down to the minute to updated. So to mitigate that and just to make things super easy, might do that at the end of tomorrow instead, just to make life a little bit simpler. Was initially planned for going live at like midnight last night so that there could, be a more updated version for the next couple of days, and then we would update again after the 20th. But may just streamline that. It's very dependent on whenever time the Sushi indexing is finished on the user side. So I will stay tuned on that, but you will definitely know as soon as that happens. It will not only be visible, but I'll give you a heads up right beforehand. At a minimum, we're looking to get the user-facing side updated right at as soon as humanly possible after the season closes. That way, users can kind of pick that apart and open tickets for any issues, stuff like that.
All
And
right.
just a reminder, the season 1 is ending tomorrow at midnight UTC plus 14, correct?
Yeah, the last physical minute of what could possibly be the 20th. So that way there is no confusion on that one. So I don't even know what time zone that is, but if you're there, congratulations. Get the last minute. But the last minute of the day on the 20th is when the season officially closes. And we'll be kind of as mentioned previously, there isn't a snapshot in the traditional sense, but we'll be kind of taking the block timer on that time and creating an endpoint so that we have something to reference off of. So other activities will kind of the website will stay up. There will be some changes made to that over the coming days. So you'll still see the exact same place to check your points. Some of the task stuff will wind down one by one. There's a reason for that, but otherwise, make it simple. Tomorrow, last minute of the day is the last minute to earn points for season 1.
There's my mute button. Sorry about that. Hey, speaking of season 1, are there any plans to keep the liquidity on HEMI with points season 1 ending tomorrow?
Yeah, that'll be covered by the upcoming point season 2. So if you're liquidity mining right now in season 1 and you want to participate in season 2 as well, just leave your positions. We'll announce more information. So you may need to move things between different protocols. We are going to try to simplify the points a little bit to get some more concentrated liquidity. But yeah, more details on that soon. But yeah, we're going to be keeping incentives for community provided liquidity in a second season.
Awesome update. All right. My wallet was hacked, and I've opened several tickets but haven't found a solution. I've minted Deimos Me ID on testnet and verified at every epoch. Isn't that verification enough to change the hacked wallet? What should I do?
Okay, so I've seen quite a few of these. Two answers here. The first one, and just to be 1,000% transparent on this, we see this a lot with people that are trying to circumvent the system. So unfortunately, people that are kind of have legitimate scenarios get lumped into 100 tickets that are very, very similar, that when they're looked into have the same wallet that funded the wallet is also hacked it, which is a first for me. But with that being said, for users that have like legitimate hack scenarios, a couple of things. As mentioned previously, if you open a ticket and you kind of burn on the previous wallet, mint on the new one, that's kind of what I've been telling people to date. We can't obviously change dates and do other stuff, due to individual users, but all the tickets that have mentioned anything like this, it's the same, walkthrough. On whatever your new wallet is, please verify after burning on the primary. If there's some sort of drainer or other stuff on there where you cannot burn it, if you reach out to Deimos, we have walked hundreds of users through burning this, through using, our resources to do so. So, it's kind of a outlier in the sense that, unfortunately we can't kind of handle every single one of these outlier scenarios on hacked wallets, but that is definitely the way to go about it. If there is stuff attached to it, or if there's scripts and other stuff that is just continuously kind of draining that or making it difficult to interact with, there's even been a few cases where they've proactively stopped us from burning, which is pretty interesting. So, in those types of situations, there's not much to do. And once again, to kind of create like this very specific framework for that a handful of users would be very difficult. If you're part of that group, please tag me again in the tickets. I've been running through them every single weekend in regards to the hacked wallet stuff, as well as throughout the week, usually on Wednesday, Thursday. So, always happy to address again there. But, please just follow that same process, and we can kind of adjust as possible. So I don't want to make promises on any of these edge cases, but in general, we've been able to do it for others.
All right, thank you, sir. And on the subject of Deimos, because why the hell wouldn't we stay on that topic? How many accounts completed Deimos Epoch 1 and Epoch 2? I don't know if they're asking individually or cumulative, but that is the question.
So I can give you like a percentage, which will be a little bit easier right at this exact moment. For users, percentage of users that completed Epoch 2 that completed Epoch 1 was like about 68%, so just under 70%. I'd previously given out the Epoch 1 numbers. I do not have it in front of me at this exact moment. If you DM me, maybe I can answer that later, but do not have the exact number in front of me at this moment.
All right. Well, this is a new category, metrics. Is a TVL of 50 billion by 2030 realistic? Why or why not?
That is a lot of TVL. I'd say it's realistic if we see all of crypto go up quite a bit in value. Do we see another 5 or 10x on the entire crypto market cap potentially? And if so, then 50 billion doesn't seem like that crazy of a number. But in the current market, 50 billion, certainly possible. Some of the things that we'll be doing, or that users could build around HVM's technology, do lend themselves to low cost TVL from Bitcoin. So things like in the future a Bitcoin economic security system, kind of like a eigenlayer equivalent for Bitcoin, fully non-custodial, uses basically remixes some of the HBitVM technology to make a staking system. Things like that, you could see pretty large amounts of TVL because it's very low risk, easy, self-custodial. And so with things like that and an increasing crypto market, definitely possible, but that is, it's definitely a lofty goal, but I wouldn't say it's impossible.
All right. On-chain tools, another new topic. Are there any voting mechanics like Snapshot that are currently available for DAOs to use?
Not at the moment. We will be getting some sort of a governance voting system up post TGE. Not sure the exact timing on that, but relatively quickly. But there's nothing currently active on mainnet for, like, if you were to spin up your own DAO for using some third-party service for like vote counting or anything like that. Unless, John, I don't know if there's anything that you're looking at on your side that would allow for that or any integrations, but I'm not aware of any. All right, so I think the answer is no, but post-TG will be deploying something for governance voting for our own governance system, and I believe that could be reused by third parties for their governance systems as well.
I think you just answered that question, the one I was just about to ask. But are there any governance resources available? And if not, what's the expected timeline? You literally just answered that, and it would be after TGE, correct?
Yep, yeah, after TGE. No resources yet, but we'll be spinning up a governance system and creating, governance forms, things of that nature post TGE. So don't have an exact timeline on that, but relatively quickly, because we do want to start handing some stuff over to governance. Initially simple things, make sure the system works, make sure people are engaged, and then we can start moving into more useful things like, voting on approving updates to a ZK verifier or something in the future and being able to do that provably on chain. Because one of the problems you have with HBitVM style constructions is they have to live offline for a long period of time. And so you need this sort of chain of custody of ZK verification programs. And so that kind of thing's a great use for governance. So we do definitely want to get that system up and testing it before we want to use it for mission critical stuff like that. But yeah, do not have an exact timeline on it.
All right. Much like last week, the category says NFTs, but what the hell? We're just going to call this the Miracle section, because I assume these questions are for Miracle. When will a new NFT marketplace launch on HEMI, and any clues as to which marketplace is launching?
Still do not have. Still don't have really any update on that. Dependent on the third party to deploy. Any clues on that? Not anything directly, as that's generally how these deployments work. They kind of get first move run announcements for this one, so I can't really say too much on that. My apologies.
Right.
As soon as I can, I will let you know.
All right, we are TBD on that one. I don't even know what the hell this means. What are the silver and gold NFTs minted on HEMI a couple of days ago?
I'm not exactly sure what those are, but I did actually see those on the Explorer and looked around a little bit. It looks like somebody deployed some sort of off-chain game that's minting those NFTs for their users, but I'm not 100% sure. And I don't know what that actual game is or anything of that nature, but that's just pattern matching. That's sort of what it looks like.
Should that be a do your own research kind of thing?
Pretty much, yeah. If somebody wants to take a look, you can look on the Explorer. There's the silver NFT, the gold one, then there's, I think, one or two other ones. They're all sort of in the same cluster of minting behavior, so it could be interesting to look into. But yeah, I think it's related to somebody who deployed some sort of a game, but I don't have any more details on it.
Fair enough.
I would widen that to there's quite a few NFT related things. I know me and Max saw a bunch the other day when we were poking around a week or so ago. Definitely do your own diligence type of stuff on those. I've seen quite a few that I'm not really sure what they're for, and I've not seen them anywhere connected to a dApp. So just as always, be careful.
All right. Okay, here we go. Are there any current or future plans for perks for the HEMI NFTs, such as I Broke Sepolia, the other I Broke Sepolia? What other ones do we have? Oh, we have the Garzik experience. I think I'm missing one or two. There's ones that are coming for the creative roles that still need to be deployed. Long and short, apologies for rambling. Will there be any perks related to any of the official HEMI NFTs?
Nothing formal to announce at the moment. We are talking about sort of the future design of the incentives program and making that more of a broad, cohesive experience. And so we have some ideas for how to use some of the NFTs or all of them in there in some way. So nothing detailed to share. For now, they're just fun, commemorative NFTs, but there may be something in the future related to the incentives program.
Awesome. All right. Engineering. When will the new pop payout algorithm be implemented?
That'll be before TGE, most likely. It's possible it could be a week after, just because there's a lot of other priorities on our plate, but we are looking to get that done very soon.
All right. How the hell? Okay. How will Ethereum's Fusaka upgrade, expected in early November, affect HEMI's performance?
There's a couple different pieces to this. So it's not a major upgrade in so far as benefiting L2s in a lot of ways that we've seen before. Pectra was pretty big for L2s. They are doing some stuff to smooth out the blob fee market, which could be helpful and possibly reduce DA costs a little bit. They are also setting the stage for future blob scalability. And so that would be useful in the future, but it's not going to be something that you get the benefit in the upgrade. It's setting the technical stage for a future upgrade to extend blob space, make it more scalable with peer-to-peer data availability sampling. There is one thing that I'm excited about, although I haven't fully looked into the details of it yet. But the sequencer or block proposer look ahead, they're making some improvements to the predictability of the validator set using Randau. And there's some things that we're doing with HBitVM that could actually benefit from that. Potentially, I need to look at the implementation details to confirm, but basically, one of the parts of the HBitVM protocol is publishing Ethereum attestation data to Bitcoin, so that you can make a attacker who is trying to construct a private fork of Ethereum and prove it in a ZK context, which means due to zero knowledge, you wouldn't have the attribution data needed to slash them for that misbehavior. So what we're doing is we're posting that attestation data to Bitcoin and then requiring a proof of that publication as part of the zero knowledge proof. So basically means nobody could do a zero knowledge, nothing at stake attack against a zero knowledge verifier. And without getting too into the weeds, there are some efficiency benefits to how much data and how often we have to publish it if there's better predictability of future sequencer sets. But I'll leave it at that, and we can dive into the tech details when we get the HBitVM paper released and do that engineering AMA around it. But that's one of the sort of obscure things that could actually be pretty beneficial for our HBitVM design.
All right. Thank you, sir. Next question, HEMI Alliance. When will new HEMI Alliance tasks be published, and what is the purpose? I do not have a formal announcement regarding that right now. I'm meeting with Hermes and the Hype team to discuss the future of the program, where we want to go. I would expect more news regarding that in the next week or two. And it should be fairly exciting. As of now, that is the best update I have, and I apologize for that. Okay, we are entering the other category already. That's crazy. All right. I want to hang out with Rick for a really long time. Is that possible? If you can fix my gaming PC, sure, because I don't know what the hell's wrong with it. Other than that, I don't know, man. All I do is work and try to fix my gaming PC, so I'm really not that exciting. I gotta be honest. I can't
Rick
fix
is
my
fun to
gaming
hang out
PC.
with in person if you can get him.
Yeah, I mean, get a couple
I'm
in
just
me.
gonna
And
say this. I may actually see Rick later today. Just saying. That is extreme alpha news. Breaking.
wait,
Read all about
did
it.
you ask the question? Because yeah, I
No,
actually
no,
may see Greenwood today.
I did not ask that question. I was actually muted trying to pack to get out of this hotel, and I was like, well, actually, I might actually see Rick today, so
Oh
good
hell, well
time.
that's great. Maybe you can fix my gaming PC. We'll figure it
I
out.
just went from like I was like, oh wow, a couple, chill with Rick for a couple hours. Now I just got the eyes from my girlfriend. Like, this sounds like a big task now. We have to
Oh
fix his
hell,
gaming PC. Jeez.
well, let's see what happens. What are you gonna do? Okay, next question. What the other section is wild this week. Are you? I think they're talking to you, Max. It's your show. The team. Oh, and especially the moderators, mentally healthy because the community always asks when every day.
Going to bed every night, just the word "win"
No.
flashing in stars.
I'll speak for everybody. No. We need more mental health
Marco nailed
and coffee.
it. Coffee is mental health. I think that's the premier treatment, right?
Yeah,
Not medical advice.
I mean, I can speak for myself here. My mental health is crap right now, but I also have a concussion. So what the hell are you gonna do? All right, next one, Max. When are you getting married? What the hell?
I'm married to HEMI.
All right. So everyone send a wedding gift to Max and Hemi immediately. This is what? Who? Josh, do we screen these questions anymore? Okay. Who would win in a fight? The astronaut guy, the goat, or the koala? This is a real question.
And my money's on the koala, just seeing as Riz on Twitter, but
I think the astronaut guy. Well, his name's Arami. I think Arami because he looks like he's got like some kind of laser shit going on. Also, I think Miracle can take the koala, as he said before. So, Josh, John, Marco, JCV, who would win in a fight? The astronaut guy, the goat, or the koala?
I don't know. That goat looks evil, man. Something about it doesn't sit right with me.
Yeah, definitely the goat. I mean, his name is even goat. I mean, it does not get more obvious.
All right, so we got 2 for the goat, 1 for the koala, 1 for the astronaut guy. Josh, you gotta. Oh hell, he put up a poll. All right, well, I'm gonna go ahead and vote. There we go. Oh, looks like Arami is winning this. Okay. Where is this? Oh, okay, here we go. Oh wow, it actually appears to be a real question. How will the incentive distribution work?
we'll have more details on that with the upcoming announcements, but super high level. Basically, once we close out the mainnet point season 1 tomorrow and get all the finalized points up, shortly after, like within, let's see, look at calendar 20th. Within a week of that, there should be a claim checker website where you'll be able to go and check the your address from both testnet and mainnet and see, what your incentive distribution looks like. And then after that, a period of time, then the claim checker will turn into the claim dashboard where you'll be able to go and actually claim the incentives. So that's the mechanics, but more details on timing, allocation, all of that will be upcoming in future announcements.
All right. I saw one that just came in. Can we experience other chains on the HEMI bridge?
Not at the moment. We have talked about potentially adding support for some of the third-party bridges that can move stuff to other chains in the HEMI UI, but it's also a little risky, and it's a lot of tech to maintain if they're making upgrades and changes, and there's more stuff to monitor. So potentially at some point in the very far future with Chain Builder, the official HEMI bridge UI will have all of the tunneling routes to all of the Chain Builder networks. But if you're talking about outside of the HEMI ecosystem in the near future, probably not going to be adding that. It is something we've discussed, but it's generally better to just direct people to third-party UIs that are maintained properly for all of those different platforms, and when things are upgraded or what things to check to see if there's an issue with the route before sending assets somewhere. So probably not, but it is a possibility in the future.
All right. I'm going to ask JCV's question. What the hell? We got time. I lost it. Hold on. Can we use the transformer sound, the sound effect, for when the checker transforms to a claimer?
It would be pretty awesome. We'll have to check with the UI team. They're on some tight deadlines.
From a copyright perspective, I'm sure we can, because it'd be fair use, because it's such a short sample. I like it.
It's actually true. I can confirm this because I actually use it for my personal YouTube account, and I dealt with Disney Legal for like 15 years, and they haven't come after me yet. I hope they're not listening and they decide to come after me, but that's showbiz, baby. What else we got? When is Rick getting married, and are we invited? I'm single. I have 3 cats and take care of my mom. I probably never, but if I do, yes, you can all come. I want to create a bridge and swap DApp. Where should I start from?
Depends what networks you want to be swapping and bridging to and what assets. But basically, at a super high level, you should look at, I would first take a look at layer 0 and see, depending on, again, what assets you want to be moving around. If it's like stable coins, I'd take a look at Stargate, which is based on layer 0, and you can use layer 0 to move those assets around. You're probably going to have to write or use some third-party solver for finding cross-chain liquidity on dexes. So if you want to do asset A to asset B, you need an interoperability protocol like layer 0 that you're going to use, and then also a way to look at various different markets on different chains to see how, basically figure out what the best, lowest slippage way to trade asset A into asset B is. And so that require a solver. So you have your supported networks you can actually get a token to, and you have your on-chain dexes, your protocols aware of that it can use for sourcing liquidity. And then it's a matter of just putting together the routes and automating interactions across multiple chains. Way easier said than done. Those types of dApps are pretty difficult to build. But that's the super high level. If you want to start looking into it, I'd definitely start with layer 0.
All right. What are the future plans of HEMI?
Tons of stuff. So near future, the two big items on the tech side will be the HBitVM implementation, which includes ZK provability of the HEMI network. And as a side effect, we also get ZK settlement to Ethereum. So at that point, we'll see the Ethereum settlement side of the tunnel go down to probably 2 hours-ish of settlement time between initiating a withdrawal in HEMI and actually claiming the underlying assets on Ethereum. And then on the BitVM side, those are longer withdrawals. The main benefit there is the heightened security and capital efficiency. So that's going to be a huge upgrade. That's also going to let us tunnel Bitcoin through the HEMI network to the Ethereum ecosystem. So you'll be able to basically have HEMI BTC on Ethereum or on anywhere in the Ethereum ecosystem, on Optimism, on Base, on Arbitrum, whatever, and have that fully backed by essentially zero knowledge settlement, although technically it's not zero knowledge end-to-end because the BitVM security model is one event of the Covenant Emulation Committee and an active online observer or challenger who can be anybody. But at least one person like paying attention and submitting challenges if there's invalid ZK proofs to basically force the on-chain verification of those ZK proofs. But essentially, that'll be full ZK secured Bitcoin on HEMI and also in the entire Ethereum ecosystem powered by HEMI. So that's going to be super cool. And then the next major item is sequencer decentralization. So being able to stake HEMI tokens and then opt into being a sequencer, being able to produce blocks for the network, collect network fees, collect sequencer revenue from emissions. And then longer term, chain builder, building out that L3 ecosystem so you can spin up different L3s that optimize for different things between speed, security, cost, settlement times, whether they're ZK provable or not. You can customize the actual execution architecture. So if you want to build a version of the EVM with opcodes for, AI-related operations, you could go do that. And so Chain Builder will be a huge part. That'll come out in stages. So the first stage will basically just be HEMI as is, but converted to an L3. So that's sort of the MVP of it, is deploy another version of HEMI on top of HEMI. So it'll still have access to all the Bitcoin and Ethereum assets that HEMI has. It'll have HBM embedded in it, so you can still write HBM apps on it. But it's, from consensus to DA to settlement technology, that'll just be a clone of HEMI at that point in time. And then as we build that out further, we'll basically give configurability options for the different parts of the stack. So saying, okay, I want to customize the EVM and use, this variant of the EVM with these extra opcodes. That's something you'd have to go write yourself, but enabling that customizability, or choosing between DA down to Ethereum or DA using other lower cost DA providers. Or do you want to have decentralized sequencing or centralized sequencers so you can have faster blocks? And so over time, we'll basically just expand out those options and configurability. And then the sort of final form of Chain Builder is a full shared sequencing, shared DA system. that any HEMI L3 or L4 or whatever that uses that will basically be able to benefit from that being ecosystem native and natively supported everywhere. But B, there's also a lot of interoperability benefits you can get through that. So basically, if you have 5 chains that are using a shared sequencer, they have mutual finality, and so they know, they could all theoretically reorg if the shared sequencing system reorgs until you get to Bitcoin finality. So you'd still wait for Bitcoin finality if you're doing something like cross-chain outside of the ecosystem, like bridging assets to the Optimism ecosystem or whatever. But for anything that's within chains within that shared sequencing system, they would all either reorg together or never reorg. And so if you're doing stuff between those chains for interoperability purposes, then you can rely on that basically instant mutual finality to do a lot of cool, faster and more feature-rich interoperability with the shared sequencing system. And tons of other plans too. There's going to be upcoming, before we get to HBitVM, there's going to be some upgrades to the Bitcoin tunneling system, and we're going to be building a liquidity system around that for easier onboarding and offboarding of Bitcoin. We got some cool things in the MinerFi space that we could potentially enable people to do. And we're also probably going to be building out some demo HVM applications. So saying, hey, this is not a production-ready protocol that we're going to run officially as HEMI, but here's an example of how you'd use HVM to build a non-custodial Bitcoin DEX or a non-custodial Bitcoin lending protocol or a Bitcoin MEV marketplace or whatever, and give that out to the community, bounty around it, and see who can build the best version of each of those applications. So tons of exciting stuff coming, but I'd say those are the highlights.
All right. And we got some more questions. We got a decent amount. All right. Any information about the Relay Bridge security breach? Was the Relay Bridge compromised, and do you have any info regarding that?
I'm actually not aware of anything on that side. I don't know if, John, if you have any eyes on that.
Saw some brief info. I haven't dove deep on it yet. Don't see how there would be anything remotely relating to us on it, though, from what I have seen.
All right. So let's see. What are the patient ones? That was a role given to people when Max delivered the drop dead date of Tokenomics, which, correct me if I'm wrong, was said to be next Wednesday. And everyone who got it was here when that happened, or shortly thereafter. Okay. When I feel like we answered this, but for those in the back, when will the final point values be displayed on Absinthe?
Shortly after tomorrow. So I would say like late on Thursday, early Friday, as far as the final values go.
All right. When will Jeff next to 10 midweek with Max?
I don't know. I know there's we got a lot of travel for events over the next few weeks, so probably not in the next few weeks, but we'll see.
All right. I think that is all that has been. What? Do I hold fart coin? No, I don't. What? What? God damn it, Alpha. JCV. Let's get away from fart coin for a sec. Do you have any engineering updates?
Not in particular. Engineering is, we're plugging along, working on a couple sort of researchy things and our usual trying to harden the infrastructure and keep security as, where we want it to be. We are, I don't know if Max said, but we are getting closer and closer to that damn white paper finally being done, but almost there. At which point you people will all have homework to read it. Or those who would want to be on the special AMA where we will talk about it.
All right. Thank you, Sarah. Oh, and it looks like someone just posted an update from Relay, so everyone can see the scrolling chat, and apparently that was their response. When merch?
I don't know. It is something we want to do, but obviously there's a lot of other things taking priority at the moment. We have had a lot of cool community submissions for merch ideas, so it would be cool to put some of those to use, but no update on that front.
All right. That Josh, anything? I'm not seeing any. Okay. Here's another one. When will Matt Rozak attend Midweek with Max?
I don't know. Maybe someday, or maybe it'll be another community AMA outside of the Midweek with Max format. But I'm sure at some point. But yeah, I don't know any schedules for any plans for that.
Matt may be smart enough to avoid Discord too.
That's very true. That's very, very true. Yeah. All right. What I think that's it. I think that's all that I can ask/answer. What GPU am I using? I have no idea, but I need to fix my gaming computer. I think it's like a, what is it? Like a 1070 I think I have, but I can't connect to the internet. It just won't work. I'm so pissed off right now. I haven't been able to play video games in like 2 weeks.
And that is why I've been a console gamer my whole life.
Yeah, I mean,
up on that PC, man.
I can't because I just paid for a scum server and it's awesome.
Windows, man. Just find an ocean, dump it in there.
Hold on, what's this? Did I set it to Wumbo? What the hell does that mean, Clayton?
And Marco, is an ocean really good enough? I would think fire is the solution to Windows.
We may have to cast it into the fire from whence it was cast.
Oh my god. All right, well, I'm just being trolled at this point. And so that's it. I'm done. I've had enough. Okay. So we're gonna wrap up this edition of Midweek with Max. There's a bunch of cool updates. There's a summary so far. I'm gonna forward that to General so people can see it. Thank you, Joshua, for summarizing. That's really all we got right now. So thank you for the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world. Thanks to our community moderators. Please stop asking them when. You got some answers today. I'm going to kick it over to Max and team for outros, and we will see y'all next week.
All right, awesome. Thanks everyone for attending another Midweek with Max. Tons of exciting stuff coming out before next Wednesday, so stay tuned for that. And we will see you next week.
JCV, you're gonna swear before we leave because you're gonna break your Cal Ripken streak.
I'm sure I said something bad in one of my other things, but no, I do not have any goddamn other things to add.
All right, love it. Thank you. The streak lives. I love this for us. Sorry, Biggs. All right, take care, all. See you in Discord. And
wait, if I knew that made Biggs' life harder, then maybe I'd go even harder. I should keep at it until you put me on like a 5-second delay.
No, we're not going to do that. That's crazy. That's crazy. We're not doing that. It's chaotic. Wait. One last thing. There is a meme contest running until Friday. Some of you may have noticed. The categories you could choose from were something about NFTs, something about collecting rolls, something about me, and something about when. And of course, all of you chose when. So so the when meme contest is happening, even though you got some answers today. But you know what the hell? Go in, vote for your favorites. That goes for all of you on stage as well. Go in and vote for your favorites, please. I believe we have first place and then a second and third place. You can get some rolls. You can get a lot of Discord XP. God damn it, Josh. When meme contest. It's happening now. Unless you delete the channel again. Like that first time we did it. Remember that? Remember when Josh deleted the meme contest channel? That was the best. But anyway, yeah, go in, vote for your favorites. There's a lot of good stuff there. And just as a reminder, please don't try to game the system. We can tell when there's like bot activity or people just joining to vote and then they leave the server. It makes Josh's life harder. So please don't do that to Josh. Just keep it honest, have fun, make cool stuff, keep it legit. Okay? That's it. Now I'm really going to go. All right. Love you lots. Take care.